What do you think, Jenny?
I think there should be more support there in the workplace, really. I'm not... Time off, that's a difficult one because, I mean, perimenopause, menopause actually goes on for years. And I know we have sort of more intense moments when we're suffering with the hot sweats, etc., brain fog. But, I mean, that can go on for years and it does go on for years. So I think it'll be very difficult to kind of place a certain amount of time where, OK, you can have that off. It'd be difficult. But I think certainly there should be sort of maybe talks that are done at work so that it can be out in the open with everybody in the workplace and some kind of support there for everyone who's going through it. Because again, like we were saying before, you know, what's acceptable and what isn't when it comes to women's health, hormones and all those symptoms that come with it, and what's acceptable to have to put up with when you're at work, depending on what kind of work you've got as well. It's tricky.
I don't know if when Cristo arrived here today, he thought he was going to have to give an opinion on the menopause and whether women should be given time off work because of it. But what do you think?
I'm actually an expert. No, I mean, I think it's all just imaginary and women need to get over it. No, that's a joke. I'm obviously completely joking and about to get lynched.
I'm menopause or you need to go thump then.
Don't even dare breathe such a thing in the studio.
No, I actually completely agree because it's a medical change in your body. So therefore, I think that it's absolutely reasonable that you should have accommodations made for you at work so that employers can get the best out of you. However, what I will say is that also, if that's the case for women, which it should be, then we should have something similar for the menopause.
Right, OK. So how are you suffering at the moment with your menopause?
Well, I am of an age where the levels of my testosterone are starting to go down. You get more lethargic, you get more tired. And I know it's not as extreme as the menopause.
Not as extreme.
I would never suggest it was.
Any minute now, you're going to find yourself booted off my pink sofa. And I'm not even kidding. I think Jenny is being incredibly reserved.
No,
I'm giving you a right thump on the TV.
But by saying that, I'm not underplaying what women go through with the menopause.
You're not saying you need time off work because your testosterone levels have dropped, are you?
If a man, you see, I don't think that's very fair because if a man is genuinely lethargic, tired, or suffering as a result of testosterone levels having dropped, then I think that is a valid reason to need some time off work. In the same way, I would never undermine a woman needing time off because of the menopause.
I think one appointment with your doctor, if anyone can ever get one of those, to rectify the situation, and that's the end of that one. What time do you need off?
That doesn't always happen when you want an appointment with your doctor to rectify it. You have to wait endless months for tests to have your testosterone tested. And also the natural decline in testosterone isn't always considered to be abnormal, therefore meaning that you could still be really lethargic and have trouble and need some time off. And so I'm not undermining women's problem here. I'm not.
I feel like saying how very dare you, really. But let's instead talk to writer and broadcaster Emma Wolf, who joins us. Hello, Emma. So you've heard Jenny say, well, you know, the menopause, and I endorse it utterly and fully, you know, it can be exhausting, it can be embarrassing, you can get brain fog, you can feel very anxious, it's hard to sleep, you know, you want to spend the whole day with you sticking yourself in the freezer. It really is a very difficult time for many women, not all, but for many women. Do you think that means that time off for menopause should be built into contracts and working environments?
No, I don't. And just to say, just like Cristo, I haven't been through the menopause yet. But Vanessa, should we talk about it more? Yes. And I think the conversation that you and Jenny have been having about hysterectomy and the menopause, it made me think of my recovery from a cesarean. You know, that is a major operation as well. And it's not really spoken about. It's not really discussed. So should employers be open and compassionate with their employees? Absolutely. But should we have this as official policy? No, I don't think we should. The menopause, after all, is a natural part of human, you know, of the female experience. It is a natural part of life. I spoke to a friend of mine who actually runs a small company. He's not a male chauvinist pig, but he does employ 15 people. And he said to me, if this was official policy, if it was another thing, just like maternity leave, if menopause leave was another official policy for workers, for female workers, it would disincentivize him from employing women of a certain age. Women in their 40s and 50s are fantastic employees. They usually have older kids. They are usually super reliable, super experienced. But if he had to then factor that in as part of, you know, employing women, he would just opt for the safer option, which is employ a man. You're not going to have to give them maternity leave. You're not going to have to give them menopause leave. And unfortunately, that's a fact. When you are running a small business, you have to think about that kind of thing.
And I think, Jenny, you agree.
Oh, 100%. I think that what we really need is it's almost like maybe a pop-up clinic somewhere where, you know, in small businesses as well, you had something available where you could ask questions, where you felt comfortable that it was being discussed, that it was out there. You know, get rid of the taboo. So at least if you went to work and you did have some of those symptoms, you think, well, everybody kind of understands that today's not a good day. You know, we'll start with the simple things like that, because that is very simple to do. Even when you, I don't know, sort of have menopause lunches where everyone can talk, you know, men, women, everyone can sit around, have a good old, you know, get your cheese and cucumber sandwiches out and just get it out there.
I have a feeling I'm not going to be invited to your menopause lunch.
You won't be.
Well,
you'll be too tired with your low testosterone.
I'm going to say thank you to Emma, but let's go to callers, because obviously the lines are alight with this one. Do give us a call, 0207 862 2222. Elizabeth's on the line. Elizabeth, you don't think, do you, that there should be time off work built into contracts and built into employment law for menopause?
No, I certainly don't. In my late 80s, I've had grandmothers, mothers, aunties, daughters, everything. And I've worked with all women all my life.
Yeah.
And I've never heard the menopause discussed until these celebrities started on about their foggy brains, their hot sweats, and their dried up personal bits.
You put that charmingly. Elizabeth, it sounds as if you wish these celebrities had just shut up about it. Do you think it was better when menopause was not discussed?
No, menopause was not discussed.
No, I know it wasn't, but do you think it was better then?
It was much better. Nobody suffered like they're saying they do.
Oh, you think
they don't?
So you think it's being exaggerated by people?
Of course it is. We didn't discuss it. We got on with life.
Yeah.
Even my daughters I didn't even know they were going through it.
Elizabeth, thank you so much for ringing. I mean, I would...
Elizabeth, you're fantastic.
She's right.
She is. She's like my mum. My mum's 93, right? And my mum says to me, I don't know what you're all going on about. We just got on with it. It's that whole get on with it scenario.
My mum has been dead for 30 years. She was 57 when she died. We had never discussed it. It was never mentioned at all. But I'm not convinced that's good.
No.
We didn't talk about it. That's absolutely true. But does that mean there weren't women suffering terribly? No, it doesn't, does it?
Well, the problem is as well, you know, my mum, I mean, she went to work, but part-time, but also there's a lot more women in the workplace now. You know, like Elizabeth was saying,
well, 75% of women now work outside.
Yeah, so
I'm not sure that because it wasn't talked about means it didn't really put women through the ringer.
And then we go back to what's acceptable, because I'm sure those women back there, like my mum, put up with a hell of a lot and just kept stum and suffered a lot.
True.